Good afternoon. My name is Mariah Sims. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, but I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Due to my internship, I'm interning at the Department of Juvenile Justice located in DeKalb County at the Youth Detention Facility. And I'm very excited about that because I've always had a heart for the justice system. And I believe that's where my interest in social work comes in. In December 2016, I graduated from the University of Alabama in Birmingham and I majored in criminal justice. I had two minors, social work and psychology, and I had a specialization in forensic science. And so within that, I took many courses, a mixture of courses concerning, criminal justice, social work, and psychology. And within that, I learned a lot about mental disorders. And I am very intrigued with it because it has um like so many different causes and it's affiliated with so many different sources. um I think it's interesting how mental disorder can be a genetic factor, and how mental orders are passed down from generation to generation. And I just believe that it's important for people to know about their history, because if they begin to experience some things that they really don't like, they might not feel comfortable telling you know their family members or their parents or whoever they are connected to about it, because they might feel that they are alone and they might feel that no one understands. Well, especially if it's a situation where a youth or a juvenile is in that situation, they definitely might not want to do it because they don't want to be considered, the black sheep of the family. And so I believe that it's important for parents to guide their children. I believe it's important for adults in the immediate family or extended family as a whole to talk to the youth about what has happened within the family, not to really scare them or not to hide any information, but so that the youth can be knowledgeable of their background and have perspective on it, and even learn how to prevent that mental disorder from being passed down to generation, and stopping it, so that the generation behind them would not have to suffer from it, or they can manage it and cope with it well. And so I believe in that. I believe that children should be very knowledgeable about that so they can know the truth, and knowing that you don't have to deal with, you know, um, this, you need to learn how to cope with it and manage it. But, long run, we want to prevent that so that it will not be passed down from generation to generation. And so I believe that it's very important to break that curse, to break, the spiritual aspect of the generational curse, because it can definitely be passed down in that sense. And so I believe that's very important in that. And I also believe that mental health is important as far as social aspect and the social wise. I know that a lot of children deal with, um, issues with their peers and with their environments. And I believe us as social workers, it's important to observe that, because for example, we have children that deal with ADHD, and we can always tell, off the bat based off, um, their characteristics, based off, being active, being impulsive. And a lot of children are labeled as bad when they show these symptoms, but, these children are not really bad. They just acting in a way that they basically know how to. And teachers, counselors, and any other adult that's around might have to engage in them a little differently. So I believe that that's also important as far as mental health. And one last aspect that I believe is important is the mental aspect, as well as the, brain anatomy. aspect of it. I believe that it's important to know the functions of the brain, because I've seen like images and I've seen pictures of youth who have dealt with trauma. And it is so amazing how even the shape of the brain is different from a normal brain, and how the functions of the brain, the amygdala, the hippocampus, all of that, um, if it's not working properly, you can tell, and it causes a great deficiency in that. And so I believe that all ties in the genetics, the social environment, the brain anatomy, all of that ties into one. And it is very valuable to know that background information, especially with the population that I'm working with now. At my last internship, I worked at the public defender's office, and it was, several cases where I had clients who had, a history of mental disorders as well. So, I did the biopsycho social assessment on these clients, and I was able to learn, what they dealt with as far as that. That's not only really mental assessment that I've done, but I definitely want to grow and know more in that, so I can just always know how to do it, like in whatever job that I go into. I know I want to stay connected to the justice system and continue to have a foundation based off social work and psychology. So I believe that with my goals and with that intent in mind, that having this class will help me to grow and know more about that, even at a deeper level compared to the courses that I've taken previous to this one. And so I'm just really, really excited about learning more about the concept of psychopathology. And it seems very interesting. I know that within this internship and within this class, how um, I will definitely continue to stay in tune with my hobbies to balance, my personal life with my school life. I believe that that is very important. I will continue to do my hobbies such as, dancing and cooking and watching Hallmark movies and reading spiritual and godly books, because I know that I'm going to need that uplifting, because I know things can get a little stressful sometimes. But I know that when we self care and when we take care of ourselves, we can give and we can pour out unto others. But if we don't have anything in us, then we won't be able to pour out anything to others. So I believe that's a very important aspect. So I would definitely continue to stay uplifted and trust God, and knowing that I'm going to need Him in this journey. So I just thank you all for taking the time out to listen to this video, and I just wish everyone in this class the very best. And congratulations on many of you who will be graduating. I know I will be graduating this May. And for those of you who were not, just keep pushing, and your time is coming soon. Thank you.